Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is Who Am I? I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a few years ago, and the world has completely transformed since then. So if I encounter anything that is out of date, I will interrupt myself and give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Who am I? I participate in a group who all, in one fashion or another, follow one particular belief system on breaking through to a new reality. It's interesting to see people's interpretation of the work. I've taken the last several months to reflect on what my own truth is, what feels right and real to me based on my own life experience and learning. Someone pronounced how we are all players in this human game, and as such, we have no power. I didn't agree with them in the way they were saying it, although as I write this out now, I can agree with the statement. As players in the human game, we have no power. The player self is the part that is running around, fully engaged in the story and the drama, that believes physical reality is real. It's the part that is on the roller coaster of life. When you want to or try to change, fix, or improve the hologram, it doesn't work. You're fighting with the scenery and just pushing the furniture around. A clue is if you have a big fat opinion about your storyline and feel really strongly that things have to change. You're probably viewing things as your player self. It takes things really seriously. Everything is life and death, since that part isn't going to make it out of this story alive. So I'm really talking about your body, your personality. It's the meat suit that you put on to play this game. It's the physical form you manifest to play here on this planet. However, you're also consciousness, an infinite being. As such, you created all of this. And when you shift your perspective and start viewing your life as the conscious creator, your storyline becomes amusing. I also call this essence, and in the old days, I used to call it spirit, but consciousness is the word I like to use now. Abraham Hicks calls it your inner being, and I don't quite agree with that, although I love the term inner being. It still implies that it's something other than yourself. You are your inner being. If you just view things as your player self, you can get stuck in powerlessness. I know someone who spent the better part of a year lying in bed crying when she hit this first level. The story of her life dissolved around her, which she as consciousness was creating it to do, but she wasn't able to get out of it until she started identifying as her infinite self. It didn't mean things stopped disintegrating or the roller coaster ride ended, but she started having more fun playing here. The other end of the spectrum is when you identify with your infinite being, but are still viewing it through the lens of personality. Wow, you are so powerful. You created all of this. And then ego runs around like a little Napoleon screaming and yelling at people because it created all of them. And after a while, it falls flat on its face and goes back to proclaiming its powerlessness. When you're aligned, infinite being and player self, consciousness and body personality, you feel amused, in balance, and in agreement with everything that's going on. You don't need to change, fix, or improve anything, but you do feel at choice with your actions in the game. Instead of being stuck to the script, you get to improvise. When you're acting as an infinite being, consciousness, operating through the player self, body personality, you don't get mad at others because you know consciousness created them. There are other aspects of yourself in your hologram to play with. There's only one consciousness. You are unity. When you're acting as consciousness operating through the body personality, you don't get mad at others because we're all consciousness. We're all in the hologram playing this game. As consciousness, you are joy. You created your player self, body personality, to experience the variety of emotions for the fun of it. Being infinite, there is no good or bad, no time or space. All of these things exist in this world because you wanted the fun of experiencing the opposite of who you are. When you start seeing things as consciousness, it activates your knowingness. Body personality only knows what it's experienced since it was born, but as consciousness, you are the cosmic internet. Now, body personality is a limited vehicle, and there's only just so much that you can cram into it. So if you're saying, well, now, how come I don't know my future? How come I don't have the answer to everything? How come I'm not rich and famous? As you expand your awareness, raise your vibration, and let go of effort, you embody it more. You as consciousness come into body more. You choose not to know the answer to everything or everything that's coming up because the game wouldn't be fun anymore. How many times could you play tic-tac-toe without getting bored? On the other hand, isn't chess chess and all its myriad of moves and combinations far more fascinating? You don't create being rich and famous because, as consciousness, you are abundance. Experiencing lack is a lot more interesting. Even rich and famous people still experience lack. Someone on the Oprah show confessed to waking up in the middle of the night worrying about money. When you connect inwardly to you, money becomes a non-issue. It's about trying new and different things, taking risks, going through changes, and living life to the fullest. This week, I invite you to shift perspective. Start viewing your life as consciousness. What would it be like thinking of all your problems if you viewed them as consciousness, creating them as fun challenges? What if you were bigger than your problems? If you're struggling with another person, boss, friend, relative, partner, what if they were cast members in your storyline? What if you were a cast member in theirs? They're in the game at this perfect time, perfect moment, playing the perfect role for you to bounce off of. So go throughout your day and week, making little shifts in perspective and see how your life transforms in 7 days. And leave me a comment below when you do, because I love to read your comments. So there's really nothing I can add to this. It's exactly what's going on in the world today, if not more so, because we are embodying ourselves as consciousness even more. And in fact, we're probably more overwhelmed because the increase in social media and the connection with what's going on all around the world, knowing intimately people who are thousands of miles away from us that we'll never meet in person. So we're kind of replicating that unity and connection as consciousness. And when we're trying to understand all this through our body personality, we can't do it. But when we shift perspective to consciousness, we're operating from our knowingness, and it becomes more easy and effortless to navigate. So if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends. Please click the like button and subscribe. That way you're telling YouTube to share this far and wide and get this out to someone who really needs to see it. If you'd like a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective as consciousness and give you some navigational ideas as well. If you'd like some manifestation techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is my self-study course where you can learn techniques for transforming your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can learn about my private sessions where I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life today. And then I can answer any questions that you have. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques that you can use to transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.